Gospel and Homily for 4th Sunday of Advent, Year A. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. This is how Jesus Christ came to be born. His mother Mary was betrothed to Joseph, but before they came to live together, she was found to be with child through the Holy Spirit. Her husband Joseph, being a man of honour and wanting to spare her publicity, decided to divorce her informally. He'd made up his mind to do this when the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because she has conceived what is in her by the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you must name him Jesus, because he is the one who is to save his people from their sins." Now all this took place to fulfill the word spoken by the Lord through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, a name which is God is with us. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord had told him to do. He took his wife to his home. The Gospel of the Lord. This particular American, he decided to visit the Vatican when the Pope was out of town. Now, on the Pope's desk, he noticed a gold telephone, and he was told by a cardinal that it was a hotline to God. Now, when asked if he could place a call, he was told it would set him back £10,000. Now, on his way back to the States, he decided to call at a parish in Kilkenny, the Republic of Ireland, where his ancestors came from. And there, you wouldn't believe it, on the parish priest's desk, he also noticed a gold telephone, and he was told it was a hotline to God. When asked what a call would cost, he was told 50 pence. "That's mind-boggling," he said, "because the same call costs 10,000 in the Vatican." The parish priest responded with a wry smile, "That's easily explained. You see, over here it's a local call." Christmas means that Christ became localized. He is our Emmanuel, as we just heard in the reading, God with us. In some non-Christian religions, God cuts a very distant, remote figure, completely different to ours. He is utterly transcendent, otherworldly. The Christian God shares our human nature and our human condition in order to save us. His reassuring words today are, "Do not be afraid, I am with you." Jesus becomes localized, I think, in a special way at Mass. He is present in the material elements of bread and wine, and he makes his home personally with us at Holy Communion time. He wants us to return the compliment when he says, "Make your home in me, as I make mine in you." How closer can we get than that? But the question is, do we want him to be that close to us? Now, on one occasion, you remember, when he visited his hometown of Nazareth, Jesus was given a very frosty reception by the people he might have expected more from. If we keep Jesus at bay like they did, his loving plan for our lives might not be fully realized. When Adam and Eve fell from grace, they hid from God, and his plan for the human race was thwarted. Now, when people say that they don't believe in God, it could be that they just want to distance themselves from him because they're not living as he wants. The Christmas story tells us that there was no room for Jesus at the inn in Bethlehem or for Mary and Joseph. Our Are there situations today where we don't have room in our hearts for Jesus and his message? When referring, for instance, to the Church's stand on birth regulation, people rather facetiously say that the Church should keep out of the bedroom, keep their distance, in other words. But you could add to that, they should keep out of the schoolroom, the sick room, the board room, the court room, the chat room, or any other room for that matter. Have you noticed it's getting harder to find Christmas cards now with the religious theme these days? This is the slippery slope of removing Christ completely from Christmas altogether. But those who call themselves Christians must not allow this to happen. One of the slogans associated, if you recall, with the Brexit debate was, "We want our country back." Now, should not the same slogan, suitably altered, be heard from the faithful today, from the Christian people today? We want our Christianity back. If not, the Christian faith could gradually disappear, as is happening today, and paganism rears its ugly head. The Christian message proclaims loud and clear that the Son of God took on our human nature and became one of us. God became man. The Word became flesh. It is with the willing cooperation of us humans and God that his kingdom of love and peace is indeed established on earth. Christianity is a divine human partnership. The Christian story never lets us forget that. Thank you all very much for listening, and God bless you all.